Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lord Louie bringing you the third update on the branded Bystial deck profile. Made a couple of changes. We finally got the Guardian Chimera. We got the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. We're probably going to do another profile on this one next month when we get the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. But right now this deck's been doing pretty good. We finally got it down to 40. I feel like this is the most consistent it's been. There are some changes that we still would make. I'll let you guys know at the end. A couple of different things we could do. But this has been the most consistent that the deck has been and the best it's been so far. So excited to bring you guys this deck list. Alright, so this is the lowest Bystial count we've had so far. We're going to start off with 2 Lubellions. So the reason why I like 2 Lubellions is, he's still a light target for your branded fusion. And I would possibly run 3, or maybe I would take 1 out for an Allure of Darkness. That's where I would be at with him. I like him because, he'll get you to your Surinir, and then he'll be in the grave for him to come back later. And of course, he puts up your branded Spell and Trap. Continuous. We got Surinir. He's very important in the combo with Cartesia. He's the only regular Bystial that we still have in the deck. Like Lubellion, I would cut 1 out for an Allure of Darkness, because right now I have 1 Allure of Darkness in the deck. Those would be the 2 cards I would take out if you wanted to main deck 3 Allure of Darkness. But this deck has been consistent without the 3 Allure of Darkness. I got it at 1 right now. But still, Surinir is important to your combo, so it's good to have access to another one, in the grind game. 1 Cartesia. I would bump it up to 2, but I just haven't had a reason to. 1 is pretty good. You can bounce it back with its effect. And you got the fusion deployments to bring it out, so you don't really need a second one. But Cartesia is really good. During your turn or your opponent's turn, you can quick fusion. Keeps your Alibur safe, from stuff like Infinite Impermanence and stuff like that. So just good to have out on the field at all times. Could be bumped up to 2. And I still have 3 Albaz. People like it at 2. Me personally, I've been in a lot of situations where I realized that if I didn't have a 3rd one, I probably would have lost the duel. So you can brick on it, but then again, if it is in your hand, it's also great to just normal summon it and use its effect, try to, trigger out anything to save your branded fusion for later. So I like having 3. I would rather have 3. I would rather lose having too many than, lose not having enough. And then we got 2 Mercurier. Mercurier is another one that I would take out for an Allure of Darkness. But then again, if you were to add an Allure of Darkness, you would want a second Mercurier in there. Definitely would never put it at 3, but it's just good because like Surinir, it's a part of your combo. So it's always good to have an extra just in case you need it. So, Mercurier is definitely 2 of. And then for the 1-ofs, we got Kit and Albion. Kit is really good to just extend your combos, and she can special summon herself, so she doesn't really waste your normal summon. And she's also really good because if your branded spells are trapped or banished too, you can bring them back. That's another thing that people don't really know about her. And your Albion is part of your combo, so you need him. And what's also cool about him is when he's in the grave or on the field, he's an Albaz. So if you're gonna super poly or branded banishment, he counts as Albaz when he's special summoned back with banishment. So you can pull off a Mirror Jade play with that. And of course, the 3 Aluber, you never, until the game, limits him, and the ban list limits him, you're gonna have to run him at 3. His second effect of coming back doesn't come up very often, but still very important to know. But yeah, you need him. This is your Stratos. You need him at 3. There's no doubt about that. And then as far as for the rest of the Despias, we finally cut Tragedy down to 1, and we replace Dramaturge with Ad Libitum. I do miss Dramaturge. There's times when I, miss just being able to bring out Dramaturge at 3,000 body with a negate. But the way that I've been dueling lately is that I've come to realize that if you're gonna do the Dramaturge play, you probably had game regardless. Ad Libitum is more of like, for a bit more of an advanced gameplay where you realize that down the line with your branded in red, you're really going to need Ad Libitum more than you would ever really need Dramaturge, because Ad Libitum literally allows you to fusion summon him with a Mirror Jade and then just bring the Mirror Jade back. And as we all know, Mirror Jade is not once per turn. So if you guys know, you'll be able to use your Mirror Jade again. And then of course we have Ash Blossom. if a card can beat you, you might as well run it, right? And it's really good against like Dark World, branded matchup. You know, you use this on a Kashtira Theosis. The Kashtira player is probably going to walk out the locals. This card's really good. Probably the best one for the meta right now because a lot of decks are focused on, you know, searching out in the deck. So really good to have Ash Blossom. And now for the spells. Still got the 3 branded fusion. Thank God this isn't the OCG, you know, so we can have 3 branded fusion in our deck. Best poly in the game. Just don't let it get Ash Blossomed, but now it's okay to get Ash Blossomed sometimes. We got branded opening. Great card to have in the graveyard too, you know, it protects your fusion monsters. I'd be forgetting that. Very important to always remember that. If you have your branded opening in the grave, it protects all your fusion monsters from being destroyed by banishing itself. And then, you know, that's why we also have Kit, so we're not worried about banishing our spells. And we got the one-ofs. Branded Lost, branded in red, and branded in white. I wanted to bump branded in red up to 2, but I just, you know, haven't had a reason to. And I didn't believe in branded in red in the beginning, but then that's also because I didn't like to run ad libitum. So once I realized that branded in red and ad libitum is a really good combo, I started winning a lot more duels. Branded in Lost is an amazing card. It's literally a win condition. Sometimes you can literally win off of just the pluses that you get off of branded Lost alone. And being able to protect your fusion summons is key because, you know, this deck revolves around fusion summoning. And the one of branded in white, your miracle fusion. I've always believed in branded in white. Funny that I was rocking with this before branded in red, but branded in white is really good. It's your miracle fusion, and it can literally help you win games. And now we're main decking 3 super polys. Shout out to my boy David. Let me borrow his super polys. Literally one of the best cards in the game. The fact that it can't be interrupted is amazing because you could literally just set your monsters and start fusion summoning away your opponent's problematic boards of cards that, you know, if they could interact with your cards, you probably wouldn't even be able to break through. But Super Poly just allows you to win duels that you probably shouldn't have won because it's uninterruptible and you can fusion summon your opponent's entire board away. Now we got 2 fusion deployments. I did have it at 3, but I cut it to 2 so I could run 1 Allure of Darkness. Sometimes I was just bricking. I would just have 2 of them in my hand, and it's a really good card, but there's just really no need to brick on it. But it's okay to have 3 of it. But you know, me personally, I was just bricking, so I would rather see an Allure of Darkness than to see, you know, 2 fusion deployments or 3 in my hand. And now for the one-ofs, we got 1 Allure of Darkness, we got 1 Gold Sarcophagus, we got 1 Foolish Burial, and we got 1 Called by the Grave. So Called by the Grave, I haven't seen this card in about 3 months. It's been in my deck the whole time. I just really haven't seen it. It's just the answer to Ash Blossom, so it's a necessity in this deck. You'll rarely see it, but when you do, you're safe from Ash Blossom and other problematic cards in the game. Foolish Burial is really good for a multitude of reasons. You know, you could send your Soronir, you could send your Tragedy, you know, banish Tragedy out of the grave to set a branded spell or trap. You could send your Mercurier if you have your Bystial already in hand. You can send your Albaz, so, you know, you can have your fusion live. Just a lot of different things you can do with Foolish Burial. Gold Sarcophagus is more of like a personal choice. I just like Gold Sarcophagus because, you know, I have 2 Mercuriers, so, and also for the Tragedy too, but just having Gold Sarcophagus is better than not having it. But then again, I could take it out for another Allure of Darkness, but it basically would function the same as Allure of Darkness, except Allure of Darkness is really good, but it's like sometimes you just don't really need it. Like sometimes it's just too much or too little or not enough. And it could also put you in like a weird situation where you just end up discarding your entire hand. So, you know, debating between, you know, 2 Soronirs and which one am I going to take out for more Allure of Darknesses. As of right now, I'm just good with the 1. And then we have the 2 traps. We have our Retribution and our Banishment. A lot of people aren't using the Banishment, but I really like it. You know, it's good to use it, you know, bring back a fusion, and then you can also just not fusion. You know what I mean? Just bring back your fusion and not fusion. Or you can literally just fusion away your opponent's entire board for like a Mud Dragon or a Garuru. Like, it just feels good to, you know, point at the opponent's field and being like, yeah, I'm banishing these two. And then they have to, you know, banish their cards. And then you get a fusion monster. Like, always really, really good. And Branded Retribution is part of your combo. Like, you need it. I never really used its second effect of like negating a special summon. I used to think that it could negate anything. Like if it was like a Solemn Judgment kind of card, it would be way better. But you got to realize that it's just there just to stop a special summon. So, you know, not the best card. But move on to the side deck. I mean the extra deck. All right, so best part for the extra deck, Guardian Chimera. Finally found one. This card's really good to summon off of, you know, Cartesia. Just especially during your opponent's turn, if they try to, you know, do anything against your monsters, it's good to have Cartesia out and then bring out Guardian Chimera. Also, you know, with your branded in red, you can use Ad Libitum and then basically, you know, just bring him back. Whatever you do, fusion summon with the Ad Libitum. But yeah, Guardian Chimera, great card. Next, we got Grangrano or Guacamole Dragon. Really good. One thing that people don't know about this card is that you can send, you know, something from your extra deck. So like, you can send your Rambrum. Where's it at? You can send your Rambrum Dragon, and then if your Albaz is already in the grave, it literally just becomes live instantly. So, Guacamole Dragon is like a really good card. The more I use it, like the more I realize that it could extend your combos in various different ways. Like you can literally send Gimmick Puppet to the grave with it. So it's just good to know all the different things that you can send with it because there's a lot of different situations that come up. Next, Albalenidus. I'm never taking this out. Always good to know that, you know, you can literally just set your Albaz and then fusion summon all the dragons away on your opponent's board in case you ever do verse one. Really good for the, you know, for the mirror match and all that. A lot of people have taken this card out. I might take it out, but I don't know. I like just having it in my deck. And then we got Rambrum. Rambrum's really good. You gotta really remember that once he negates a monster effect, it also bounces the monster. Like I realized one of my duels, I just negated the effect and then I didn't bounce the monster back. Really good to just remember that. And then its other effect of bringing itself or Albaz back from the grave is also really good because, you know, Albaz is always live as long as you got a card to discard. It's just good because on the field it does something, and then when your opponent finally gets rid of it, it still also does something. So it's just always good to have a versatile card like that. And then we got two Mirror Jades, you know, just in case they want to rip one out if you verse a Kashtira player. Always good to have two, and the fact that its effect isn't a hard once per turn just makes it super valuable. And fusing it away with Ad Libitum and bringing it back is like one of my favorite things to do. And then we got two Lubellions. People have brought this down to one. I was thinking about bringing it down to one, but I like having two. I don't really have a reason to bring it down to one right now, except for, you know, adding like maybe a Garuru. But I might take it out when I do get the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So I don't know if you guys want to leave a comment and which one I should take out for Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, because that is a really, really difficult choice. Got the two Albions, my favorite. I don't go to in it as much because I've been doing, you know, all the other combos, but still a really good card. I was versing a Dark World player, and literally if I had just gone the Albion combo, I would have just won the duel like turn one. But, you know, you just got to remember, like, this guy is really, really good. Don't forget about him. I'd like to keep him at 2/2 just in case he gets ripped by a Kashtira. And then for a new addition, I got the Sprine, the Iron Dash Dragon. I was rocking Titaniclad and the other one, but this one's really good just in case I have to verse like a Contact C. I can just fuse away with my Albaz. I haven't ran into it yet, but also I don't want to. So that's why I'm just over prepared for it. And he's also really good because he basically, you know, he'll add you the Springans and the Albaz at the end phase. Like, so he'll get the job done. And he's also really good for Contact C, so why not have him? And his effect to like move him around, I haven't used it yet, but it sounds pretty cool. See if we can ever get that done. And then for the Despia infusions, we still got the Persekion, you know, to combo with the Guacamole Dragon. And then also really good with the Banishment. I was versing a Sword Soul player, and I was able to fuse away the entire field because he had a light and a dark, and I had the Despia. So, you know, really good to just fuse away the opponent's entire board. Like, it seems weird, like, oh, a light and a dark monster, but, like, you gotta realize, like, most of the time you're using your opponent's, so the more requirements, the better, because you're just fusing away more of your opponent's cards. And then Queritus is really good. I haven't used him in a minute, but his ability to special summon Albaz at the end of the turn is just amazing. So, like, your opponent's trying to deal with the problematic card already, and then once they finally use all their resources to get your Queritus off the field, you special summon Albaz, and then, you know, fuse their entire board away. So, you know, really good cards. And then the Super Poly targets, we got Predaplant and we got Mud Dragon. I really want to take Mud Dragon out. Mud Dragon literally is just not as good as it should be. But I don't have the Garuru yet, but I'll probably replace it with the Garuru. And then the Dragos Despia, I was thinking about taking this one out, but it's just so versatile, being able to negate your opponent's monster effects. It's just something that I would rather have than not have. And fusions are coming back too, so it's always good to just fuse away your opponent's fusion monsters with Albaz. But yeah, as far as what I'm going to take out for Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, I don't know if you guys want to help me out in the comments, because that's actually going to be a pretty difficult choice, but we'll figure that out when we get there. But now on to the side deck. We got the Gimmick Puppet of Nightmare and Branded Explosion. Really, really good combo. You know, basically wins you the game if you can get it out. What's good about this combo is that it's better than the Ra's Disciple or the Scythe, because one, Scythe is banned now, so we can't do the Scythe anymore. And Ra's Disciple, there's ways to get around it. Gimmick Puppet, however, is like a lingering effect, so even if it leaves the field, like, you know, your opponent still can't special summon anything except for Gimmick Puppet monsters. And I haven't seen anybody using Gimmick Puppets at locals, so, you know, guaranteed dubs. Then we got the Harpy's Feather Duster. I might take this out for something. I don't know what I'm going to take it out for, but it goes really good just to clear back row. It's just I had room, you know, because I'm only running the Gimmick Puppet and the Brand Explosion, so I had room for one extra card. So I really like Harpy's Feather Duster. Like, say if I'm losing a back row or something, I'll just put this in just to make me feel a little better. And then we got Enemy Controller. Enemy Controller is really good for going second. Like, you can literally, like, Enemy Controller away your Aluber, take your opponent's monster and still get the Aluber effect. Or you can, you know, tribute out your Albion, still get your Albion at the end phase, or just send your Albaz to the grave so your Rhinebroom's live. Like, there's just a lot of different things you can do with Enemy Controller. And then I don't know if you guys have realized, like, while you're playing Branded, sometimes you'll go, like, full combo, and then you'll just have, like, an Aluber or a Springen's Kit just chilling there on the field. I know you guys have been there, so that's a really good situation to have an Enemy Controller for. Then we got the Book of Eclipse. You know, just in case we run into, you know, anything problematic. What's good about Book of Eclipse too is, like, say if your opponent infinite imperms your Aluber or any of your monsters, like, you can Book of Eclipse and then the effects will still go off because, you know, the monster isn't face up anymore. And what's also good is, like, your opponent will be in a situation where, you know, they'll just be trying to get rid of your field or something. And they just need to have their monsters face up, like their cash tiers. They need a name up, you know, to be able to get their effects off. So Book of Eclipse is just really good quick effect card to just shut down the opponent's combos. Then we got the D barriers. You know what's funny is I've never, you know, not won after activating D barrier. This card's just so broken. It's definitely something that should get banned. But the reason why I feel like it might not get banned is because it doesn't mention Link monsters. So, you know, to Konami, they're just like thinking, oh, this is an old card, like whatever. But literally, like, if I got debarriered, I would definitely lose. And then we got the 3 evenly matched. Finally got 3 of them. But yeah, evenly matched is a great going second card. Better than, like, you know, spell removals and all that stuff, because literally you just wipe out your opponent's entire board. I've been evenly matched so many times. It's so annoying, but, you know, this card is just so good. Like, you literally need it for this meta. I like it more than Nibiru because, you know, Nibiru, your opponent can play around it. Can't play around evenly matched. The only way to play around evenly matched is by not going first. But yeah, Baz, that's the deck profile for March. Alright guys, a little bonus 2-card combo here at the end of the video, you know, just to show you the power of the new Cartesia fusion, Ecclesia I mean. So we're going to start off, we're going to use Lubellion effect, pitch Lubellion, we're going to go into our deck, add a Sacernia, We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna normal summon a Luber. We're gonna activate a Luber effect. I'm gonna add us our Branded Fusion. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to use our Branded Fusion, and we're gonna pitch our Albaz and our Mercurier. Send them right to the grave. Fusion summon our Albion. Now we're gonna go ahead. Oh, sorry, not Albion. I'm thinking it's the old combo, Ranbrim. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna activate our Surinir effect, special summon it, and we're gonna banish our Mercurier that we pitched to the grave. And Mercurier effect's gonna go ahead and activate. It's gonna let us add Cartesia to our hand. Cartesia. Cartesia effect's gonna activate because we have an Albaz in grave, allow her to special summon herself. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fuse our Cartesia and our Surinir. And we're gonna have the Guacamole Dragon. All right, now Guacamole Dragon's effect's gonna activate. It's gonna let us pitch our Albion the Shrouded Dragon, and then Chain 2 Surinir effect's gonna activate, which is gonna let us pitch our Branded Retribution. I'm gonna send those two to the grave. Now we're gonna go ahead and activate Albion effect in the grave. Since it's not gonna be from hand, if it was from hand, it would allow us to draw, but because it's from the grave, we're only gonna be able to pitch our Branded Spell or Trap. And the one we are going to, so we could do anything here, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our Branded in white, which will allow to send it to the grave, and then it will return our Albion to the deck. Now we're gonna go ahead and activate our Retribution in the graveyard and banish it, which will allow us to add our Branded White back to our hand. And now with Branded White back in our hand, it will allow us to activate, and we can literally fusion summon into anything. So we'll just go ahead, just for the sake of the combo. I don't know, it could be anything, but we'll just do Albalenitis just for the combo. And then, so during the end phase, so we can literally, like, you know, sacrifice our Albalenitis for the Bellion. And then, yeah, during the end phase, Cartesia will return to our hand. We can use the Lubellion effect to set our Branded Lost face up. So yeah, we got a pop, we got everything we need. Cartesia is gonna return to hand. Albalenitis will allow us to add a Branded Fusion. We can't add Poly because we don't play it on this deck. But yeah, just to show you guys, you know, off of 2 cards, you know, we're live. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Bunch of follow-up, you know, obviously not a real hand, but just to show you the power of the deck. Off of 2 cards, literally got, you know, a full board. But it's Lord Louis. If you guys want to let me know what card you guys think I should take out of the extra deck for Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which cards you guys think from the main deck we should take out for Allure of Darknesses, and how do you guys feel about our Bystial counts? And do you guys like the combo videos? If you guys want, we'll do like a full one. Just let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and coming soon, Trap Trick Structure Deck Profile. It's a little better than the Structure Deck, but yeah, we got the Trap Tricks coming soon. That's what the channel is going to focus on a little bit. That's where my Nibiru's went. But yeah, if you guys stuck around for the end of the video, you got to see the combo and what's coming next. But it's Lord Louis signing out. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day, guys.